Everybody in the coop, get a Dipsy. Hi YouTube, we're reacting to another video today, dude. The Dark Rise of Temu, dude, by Dakota Talk. Shouts out, dude. Temu is the latest app in freaking buying like cheap stuff. A few years ago, it was Wish. People would be like, this is the Wish brand as like the shitty brand. But now Temu is like the shitty, sketchy place to buy stuff, I guess. I've never freaking used it. I do know that my mom texted me and said, please never use Temu. It's like a scam or malware or something. That was my first impression. And then I saw a bunch of YouTubers get sponsored by them, and I have not responded to any emails if they've sent me any. Let's see why it's barely legal, dude.
Temu has taken over the world with its absurdly low prices, crazy deals, and extremely aggressive advertising. Temu is one of the most popular shopping apps ever, but Temu is not all good. The products are often not what they're advertised to be. It's terrible for the environment. They're
terrible for the environment. Okay, I guess if it's like where they get stuff, it could be. I see you. It just sounded silly at first, but freaking what I was gonna say is, I forgot. Oh, have you guys ever heard of you get what you pay for? Never mind, it wasn't worth saying. I'll just shut up.
Certainly harvesting and selling data that we don't want them to. And on
It's
top
true,
of all of
though.
that, they're allegedly facilitating forced labor. In this video, I'm not only going to be diving into the dark and borderline illegal rise of Temu, but I'm also going to be spending my own money on the platform to see what it's like as a customer. In 2023, Temu made its first appearance to the United States via a Super Bowl commercial, which, by the way, is not cheap. A Super Bowl ad cost about $7 million for 30 seconds, and they ran it multiple times, meaning they spent tens of millions of dollars to launch this business to the United States.
They said, you're gonna see this shit starting now.
Which off the jump shows they're not afraid to spend as much money as they can to make this company number one. They even gave away $15 million in giveaways and coupons at launch as well. While this was a very expensive way to start a company, it did work exactly how they wanted it to. It was the number one app on the App Store for quite a while. YouTubers that I watched were doing brand deals for them. Everything is constantly on massive sales. Their advertising is inescapable, but how can Temu spend tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars on
and
their
their
advertising
reputation preceded them pretty quickly,
only to sell products for dirt cheap? Well, they can't really. Temu is able to keep their overhead lower than a lot of other companies by cutting out the middleman. So essentially, the manufacturer of the product is able to ship from the factory right to the consumer. Despite this though, Temu is losing money. They lose about $30 per order, and the company has been estimated to lose $500 million to $1 billion since they launched. And they're doing this on purpose. Why would they do this, you might be asking? Well, they're doing this to become number one. They're trying to grow a massive
You're telling me you don't make money from shipping me dumb shit like this? Where do you think I bought the sheesh button? You're right, because I still have Amazon Prime for some reason.
Base with their enticing deals and their very in-your-face ads. And once the customers are there,
they should make Temu Prime and make movies.
They can then begin
and
to slowly
games, and
raise
Jeff
their prices
Bezos go to
until they're
space.
profitable
You
the
guys
first few
remember
years.
when Jeff Bezos went to space? What a weird time. Look at his goofy ass cowboy suit. Never forget, dude. He should be wearing this every day since he became an astronaut, since they let him do this bullshit. Why does he look so tweaked out, dude? High on life and space dust. That's not funny, Jeff. Subscribe with Twitch Prime to lonniedos. Appreciate ya. And hit that like button. I appreciate you even more. Sheesh.
Anyway, and if you expect that and just cut prices to the point where nobody else can compete with you, then of course the consumers are going to gravitate towards the cheap prices. So while this is their plan, is it working? I mean, Temu is certainly very popular. The amount of TikTok Temu hauls and the amount of times I've heard the conversation, oh, I love your and then the other person goes, oh, thank you.
I don't know anyone who shops on Temu, to be honest, but maybe if you're like a cosplayer and you need some like particular shit for the low, or a YouTuber and you want to review some bullshit, but you don't want to keep it or not get lead poisoning because it would be funnier if you did, you know, it's an online dollar store of sorts.
Customer base. And I think that their sneaky strategy is working exactly as they intended it to. Now, you might see Temu's crazy prices and think, that's too good to be true, or there's gotta be a catch. And that's a totally valid thought. And that's what I thought at first too. And it turns out, I was right. Now, before we get into the dark, immoral, concerning, and borderline illegal tactics that they use to become number one, let's go back to about a month ago when I decided to go on Temu for myself and spend about $50 to test the validity of the site for myself. I don't trust anything like any electronical thing. I don't trust. It's not gonna be real. This drone looks sick as hell, and I'm not getting it for 15 bucks. Wireless mini Wi-Fi security. This is a spy camera. Just call it what it is. It's a spy camera. Okay, wait, I have to buy one of these. There's no way this works. No possible way. This is usually $50 and it's currently 90% off.
Can't believe these prices, dude.
$1,000. This laptop is not $1,000. So while we wait for those products to arrive, let's get back into Temu's dark tactics. So like we established, Temu does not make a profit. In fact, they lose quite a bit of money. There is so much more to how they run their company. For starters, they use a loophole which lets them avoid taxes. So essentially, Temu is a Chinese company, and by keeping their shipments into the US under $800, they're able to basically avoid paying taxes under what's known as the de minimis exception. Now, to be clear, this is not illegal. While the law has been
Do other companies not do this? I don't know.
challenged many times, at this moment in time, it is still legal for them to do this. But it does show the kind of business that Temu is running. Any loophole they can find, they'll exploit it for all that they can. Another example of this would be with forced labor. As I explained, Temu cuts out the middle, meaning that they aren't making their own product. So it's not like there's a Temu factory where a bunch of forced labor is going on, but allegedly there is forced labor taking place, which Temu is facilitating by giving them a place to provide people with these immorally produced products. You see, there's this region in China called, Xinjiang. So in this region, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, Muslims who live in this region are detained in camps and forced to labor in factories with dreadful conditions. They receive very little pay, are not allowed to leave, and they have limited to no communication with their family. So yeah, not chill to say the least. Now, it's illegal to ship products from this region to the United States. That being said, Temu still ships products from that region to the United States. But how? Well, remember that de minimis exception that they use to get out of paying taxes? Well, that also allows them to skirt by customs and import these things with very minimal checks. Along with this, they essentially put the responsibility of reporting the forced labor on the consumer using Temu. But we are not able to tell whether or not the products are made with forced labor based on what they give us. Jesus, I hope I didn't buy anything made with forced labor. That's fucked up. Temu and Shein are building empires around the de minimis loophole.
It is fucked up, but also, I mean, if you're buying something that's too good to be true, I mean, it's got to come from somewhere, I guess. Fucking someone's got to get exploited so it's cheap. Or, and I mean, it's just all garbage also, because it's made without love.
In our import rules, dodging import taxes and evading scrutiny on the millions of goods they sell to Americans. We need to take a hard look at this loophole that is being abused. And it's true, this loophole is really being pushed to all it can be. The United States government doesn't take too kindly to this kind of thing, and they are notoriously skeptical about Chinese companies. Prime example, TikTok, which is currently in the middle of being banned for being a Chinese company with immense power over the American people, harvesting our sensitive data and listening in on
what is our sensitive data? Okay, I guess if you're listening on conversations, but like, okay, I don't know, dude. I don't have secrets, okay? Just listen if you want, but you probably don't want to. Just let me use my funny apps.
Similarly, Temu has very severe privacy concerns. For starters, Temu's sister company Pinduoduo, which was essentially the same thing as Temu, was removed from the Google Play Store for some very concerning reasons. The malware in Pinduoduo was found to leverage specific vulnerabilities for Android phone, allowing the app
literally had malware in it, what the fuck, on purpose?
To bypass user security permissions, access private messages, modify settings, view data from other apps, and prevent uninstallation. What? This is
Alright, go ahead and ban it. I don't fucking know, dude. It's not my job. I just work here.
Obviously,
it's not my job,
having
though.
an app that can see your personal information and is able to make it so that you can't delete it, that's scary. And Temu itself was also temporarily removed from the App Store for privacy reasons as well. While Temu does not harvest our data as extremely or as worryingly as Pinduoduo did, they're still collecting much more data than I would say that I'm comfortable with.
They collect your contact data, demographic information, profile data, communications, transactional data, marketing data, user-generated content such as profile pictures, photos, images, videos, audio recordings. Why do they need government-issued identification number? Why do they need this? This is on their website. Payment information, promotional information, and other data, which is not specifically listed. That doesn't seem suspicious at all.
Many people have also come out saying that
I'm suspicious, on the contrary.
Their cards, a bunch of small charges from places that they weren't spending money.
So my bank details got sold to the black market by Temu. So they took $400.
Oh my God.
But it was in like really small portions for 2 months.
And these aren't purely allegations.
What this essentially means is that they can install any program on your phone once you download the Temu app. And consequently, they can access your credit card records. If you have a banking app on your phone, they can access your bank records. They can read all the text messages you ever sent. This is extremely concerning in our opinion.
This is really scary stuff. If you have the Temu app on your phone, they have access to a lot of sensitive information, and they're selling it, allegedly. This is another way that Temu is trying to make up for their loss in profit. Wait, holy
I mean, that seems fair. I'm just kidding. That's not. I don't think that's good, right? Right? We're not doing that, right, guys? Right? I don't have this app, I don't think. But I'm sure other apps do it too. And I'm sure fucking... It is scary, but we're all fucked anyway. I'm kind of too doomer-pilled.
I'm starting to get worried. I gave them my address, my email, my card information. I don't want them to sell that.
I already bought it with my credit card, but they already knew that.
Temu ships about 1 million packages a day.
I was trying to make up for my lost profits because you guys have been stealing all my money.
Which has a significant amount of carbon emissions and comes with quite a bit of plastic packaging waste. Online shopping, on average, creates about 5 times more waste than shopping in person. Of course, in 2024, it's unreasonable
This
to
is
avoid
definitely at the forefront of my brain when I'm sleeping at night. Am I right, guys?
online shopping in its
I love
entirety.
the
But it's certainly
environment.
something that continues to be a growing issue, and online shopping continues to become more and more prevalent. This should really be fixed. So while this is not a problem that is unique to Temu, I believe it's worth mentioning here. The stupid toy that you're buying or those cheap jeans, they're harming the environment. So just be conscious of that. Shit. I feel like a hypocrite.
I bought some pants off of, not Temu, but what's the other one's called? It was one of the other ones. Shein?
Sounds like you found Joey on Shein.
And they were the worst pants I've fucking ever seen, and I would not buy them again, but they were super cheap, so I think I just donated them or threw them away. And yeah.
I literally just bought a bunch of random bullshit on Temu. I literally can't be talking.
He's breaking it with a hammer, hell yeah! Me and my friends would have done this to E.T. if we saw him.
I think it's dead.
This was a good video. Shout out to freaking Dakota. Let's see what this guy said
was
about
first
Temu.
introduced to the world through a series of advertisements during the Super Bowl, and since then has become a trend of its own online, with influencers and YouTubers using the platform to buy and promote ridiculous products for ridiculous prices. Temu is just the latest peak in our world of unbridled consumerism, but its meteoric rise has much bigger implications than just another cheap knockoff website.
Does it though?
Temu, to summarize for those not fully in the loop here, is a discount online marketplace that sells stuff for hella cheap prices. This is the newest and craziest version of Alibaba, Wish.com, and stuff like that. It's basically the sketchy version of Amazon, and it makes me sad.
That was a quicker way of explaining, I guess.
Shop like a billionaire is because you can find dupes of luxury products for just a couple of dollars. And it's not just clothing and stuff that you would get on Shein or something like that. Temu sells electronics, kid stuff, home goods, and a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that we had no idea even how to categorize because it's really just random shit. Were you looking for the perfect jumbo earbud for the big-eared people on your wish list?
Yes, I was looking for one of these, if not 2 of them, if you've got them.
Because Temu's got you covered.
That's
along
pretty
with
funny.
a whole bunch of weird gifts that nobody ever wanted. Now,
I
before
want
you
it.
go over
I can't
27
have it, though,
products
'cause
for
it's
$35,
stupid.
since people knew what they were doing. They launched a similar platform in China called Pinduoduo, where this whole business model started from. This is kind of like when Mountain Dew released Mountain Dew Code Red. They knew that what they were making was a bad thing, but they knew that if they made more of it, people would buy it. And
Code Red is ass. I do agree with him. That is an overrated Mountain Dew flavor. The blue one is better, and the green one is perfect already.
both cases, they were right. Temu prices put Amazon to shame, and this is completely on purpose. In fact, I wouldn't even say that these two companies are in the same category because shopping on Temu is crazy. I went onto the website for the first time when we were researching for this video, and the landing page alone is unbelievable. Lightning deals ending today, 90% off electronics, and home sales down to 39 cents. This big, bold, high-pressure sort of sale tactics is what Temu is built on. Below every product, there's a notification showing when somebody last bought them, and this is the lowest price in 30 days or whatever. Like, it's all designed to make you feel like you should buy it right now. The design of the website is to get you to buy
Probably
something that
should.
you didn't need or don't need, only because it's a great deal. They're working with a lot of classic gamification and that idea of treasure hunting that you feel when you get a discount on a product, you know? And that reward system in your brain makes you want to keep.
You'd have to be a simpleton to fall for that, though, am I right? I don't know. If I'm spending real money, I'm not looking for the battle pass. The Temu battle pass, it sounds like what you're describing. I don't think that would do it for me. Can't put a little emoji next to my name and make that seem worth it or something. Am I describing exactly what this is?
When you're able to get 77 items for $100. So of course people are going to come back for more, and of course people are now addicted to shopping on Temu. Another reason why Temu is everywhere is because they are hardcore with their ads and sponsorships. Like, these guys do not hold back. Future-proof. This channel gets a ton of sponsorship requests from Temu, which is ironic to say the least because I don't know if they've seen a single video that we've made, but like, it's not really the place where we're going to be promoting $5 smartwatches. And of course, we're not the only YouTubers who are getting these kinds of emails. They are known to harass YouTubers and creators with emails, even finding new email address to spam them when they've been blocked out of the first one. But a ton of influencers don't seem to mind this because they partner with them anyway, which is why you can't be on the internet for more than a few minutes before running across a Temu ad or sponsored content. But listen, we'll get into that later in the video. First, what I want to talk about is the prices, because that's kind of what this whole thing is built on, right? Any business whose sole mission is to be the cheapest supplier of a particular good should be treated with a certain level of scrutiny right off the bat. If you're getting a great deal, like a great deal, chances are there's someone along that product's life course.
You're telling me if I get a good deal, I should be unhappy? I don't know if I can do that, buddy. I don't know.
Getting a great deal. Now listen, here at Future Proof, we do our best to look at all sides. You know, of course we're still biased. We're just people here writing scripts and making videos. But sadly, there is not a lot of nuance with this one because Temu is a nightmare for everyone involved. Temu works similar to how Amazon does in the sense that manufacturers put their products on Temu and sell their stuff directly to the consumer, which is supposedly how they're able to keep their prices so low because they eliminate the middleman or whatever. But that is just complete bullshit.
Or
Consumers
whatever.
that. As the OG Hank Green pointed out, there is simply no
Hank
way
Green, the GOAT, no cap.
It's similar to what Amazon did when they lost money selling cheap books to undercut the rest of the book market to become the top bookseller in the world. Yeah, that happened too. Bookstores are great, and we shouldn't buy books on Amazon because Amazon's the worst.
I can't read, so I'm not part of this problem. This is a good video, dude. I'll link both of these freaking Temu videos below. If you want to check out the full version, shout out Future Proof. How do you guys feel about Temu? Is it worth the freaking unethical practices of business and shady data mining as well? Is it worth all that? Is it worth all that to just buy some funny earbud thingies? I kind of want the giant earbud thingies, but I have Amazon Prime, so if Amazon has it, I'll get it on there. Let me know your thoughts in the freaking comments. Like the video if you enjoyed this reaction video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!